We met with, my staff met with leadership of Mount Ida College to talk about their closure plans, something that we requested from them, and we have the jurisdiction to review and approve those plans. We had received the plan at the beginning of the week. We found out rather late about this process. I found out on April 6th through the press. We immediately requested information from Mount Ida. They provided the information at the beginning of this week, and we had scheduled and asked them to come in and speak to us about the information. We see progress in the information they've provided. It's far from complete, but we think this is a good faith effort on their part to answer our questions. And from our perspective, we have really been most concerned about the students, and the closure plan is a great part of what will impact those students as they decide to continue to study elsewhere. So we still have a few more weeks of work to do, we think, but we want to complete it as quickly as possible. Our goal is for the students to have options. No one campus or one institution has a monopoly on where these students are going to go. We want to make sure not only does the transfer work for these students, their credits count. We want them to graduate as quickly as they can on their original schedules, and we want to make sure the programs are of high quality. We do have authority over any new programs that might be established to serve these students, so we have a real vested interest in these programs getting up and running as quickly as possible, and we will do everything we can to help those students.
You said the plan's mostly complete, Commissioner. What's missing?
Well, I think there are specific majors that need to be tended to. There are specific areas where some campuses have indicated, or some institutions have indicated, well, we'll take students in that area when the programs have not been approved. So we need to ensure that the programs will be approved, and we are willing to do so on an expedited basis. Usually the program approval process can take a while, but we certainly would like to do as much as we can so that by the summer, whatever programs need to be approved would be addressed by the department.
LaSalle College, for example, announced today it was expanding its science program. Has that been approved?
Well, we have jurisdiction over some programs and not others. LaSalle does fall under our jurisdiction, but they may have, if an institution has a particular area in which they have gotten approval for and specialized, and this new program, and I don't know offhand, but in this new program is simply just a modification, a relatively minor modification. They might not need our approval or may need an expedited approval from us.
What did Mount Ida say about why they needed to shut down so quickly?
We don't know. I mean, we are still awaiting information. We've been focusing on the closure plan. We have not gotten into some of the other issues that are outstanding.
Do you know what's happening with the incoming freshmen?
That is a group we're very concerned about. We are trying to make arrangements for those students to find other institutions they can go to, and we're very concerned about that group. So we will do what we can to help them move to other institutions as quickly as possible. We know it's late in the season for them, and we certainly have more authority over the public institutions that are willing to address some of those students' needs.
What kind of approval is UMass going to need in order to repurpose that campus for whatever it wants to do there?
Well, UMass has authority over land purchases. We don't have jurisdiction over the purchase of the land. We don't have jurisdiction over any reallocation of resources within the UMass system. If the land is determined to be used for academic purposes, say new programs are to be established there, then we would enter into conversations with UMass on those issues.
Do you have an estimate as to how many complaints you've received from Mount Ida students?
I don't have an exact number. I can tell you we have received a lot of complaints. And we decided that next Tuesday we have a board meeting, an academic affairs committee meeting, and we've allowed those that have contacted us and want to express their displeasure at how this has transpired, that they're given the opportunity to come forward. I'm not saying that we can address all of their concerns or remedy some of the difficulties they've gone through, but certainly we want to hear from them, and I think our board chair and our board is interested in listening as well.
Have you gotten tens, hundreds, thousands?
Oh, I think our last count was, what?
It's about 80.
About 80.
Do you know what's going to happen to programs like funeral services?
We are working with a series of campuses. We are requesting additional information for those programs. We know there's interest in developing those programs, but the interest from the campuses that have contacted us would need program approval.
Which campuses?
I can't share that with you right now because that's still in discussion with those campuses. It's very fluid. Every day you hear of another program that someone wants to deliver to support these students, which we think is fine. We think more options are better than less for these students, but our role is to ensure that those programs are of high quality and that students can get in and transfer out as necessary and ensure that they don't lose time and credits.
Are there plans for a next meeting with Mount Ida?
Yeah, well, we're expecting additional information to come on Monday, and we hope to meet next week with them once again. They have been, they've welcomed the conversations, obviously, and they have been working with us on this. So we're very pleased how today's meeting went, and we expect next week's meeting to be just as productive.